All right, guys, we're gonna blow through this oil change today. The last oil change video I did was an awesome video. I used the Liqui Moly Oil in all the products. We're gonna do the same thing today, except last time I used a professional shop, it was a performance shop, and it was an awesome experience. But today, we're doing it from home with regular tools like everybody else. I'm gonna show you how to do it. So let's blow through this thing. Stick around, you can skip through different parts of the video. I'm gonna do a full service. I'm gonna do an engine flush. I'm gonna do an oil change, filter change, obviously, and we're gonna do an additive at the end. So I'll show you all of that. You can kind of skip through and see different parts of this video if you like.
Let's get to it. I'm gonna show you the tools that you're gonna need to get this job done. All right, let's go. Real quickly, I just want to take the time to thank all of my subscribers, all of the comments that I've received. I will always reply to them. I appreciate all of it. Thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. I really enjoy what I'm doing here, and I hope that I'm bringing you the content that you like. So if you please smash that subscribe button, you'll have access to all of these videos about the Volkswagen Passat, and some of it crosses over to other cars as well. So check it out, subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. I appreciate you being here. Thanks so much. Enjoy this video. And also, guys, stick around to the end of the video. I'm going to show you how to reset the oil service light inside the car. Okay, these are the things we're going to need to get this job done today. Let's go over it real quickly. Products and tools. I have an impact here. You don't have to use that, but I like to use it because it makes the job a lot quicker when you're dealing with taking the splash guard off. You can use a regular ratchet like this if you like it. It's all the same. We're going to need a T45, that's for the drain plug, and also some of the screws on the splash guard. A T25, that's for the splash guard as well. Get you an extension on your ratchet. You're going to need a ratchet here. I like to use this tool. This is plastic. This is to get the O-ring off and on the new oil filter. So you can use a flathead screwdriver if you like. That's your choice, but be very careful that you don't damage the O-ring. I'm using the third best tool to get the oil
He
filter
said
cap
the
off
third best
It's not torqued down very hard, so it should be very easy to get off. I just don't have the large socket that you need for that. The second best thing would be a crescent wrench, so I have the third best deal. I don't have a crescent wrench that large. I'm going to use a pair of channel locks, and it should be just fine. I got an extra drain plug here. It has a crush washer on it. You know, that's important. You want to crush that down to make sure you ensure that it's sealed tightly. The oil doesn't leak out at any time. You don't have to do that, but it was only $3. I go the extra mile. That's just how I do it, and I just want to show you the right way to do things. And I also wanted to mention a torque wrench would be nice to have. You can get by without it, but it is recommended to tighten things to the torque specifications, such as the oil drain plug and the cap to the oil filter. But I'm going to show you on the oil filter cap a way to tighten that down to spec without using a torque wrench. Obviously, get yourself a funnel. You're going to need an oil drain pan. Now, this is the oil that I use. If you looked at my last oil change video, I did it in a professional shop. This time, I'm doing it at home, in the garage, on jack stands, just like a normal person. So I'm hoping this will help everybody. But this is made in Germany. It's high-end motor oil. This stuff is all I will put in this car. Now, there are other oils that you can put in it, but this is the way I'm going. German car, German oil. It is VW, Volkswagen 502 and 505. So it's approved by Volkswagen, and it's the 5W40. I've got a K&N oil filter. Now, I prefer to use a Mann filter, which is M-A-N-N filter. I did a video before showing the Mann filter on my last oil change video, but this should be okay. I just happen to have it, and I don't want to let it go to waste, so we're going to use it on this oil change. Prior to the oil change, I'm going to do an engine flush. This will get all the sludge out of your engine that builds up over time with heat and running and, you know, whatever, but it really works well. Highly recommend using that. These are optional things. These two things are optional. I'm just going to do the full service oil change for you guys. After the oil change, I'm going to add some MOS2, anti-friction. This is great because it protects all the seals inside of your engine, ensures the proper lubrication. It's just the way to go. I mean, it really lubricates the inside of your engine and keeps things going strong, reduces wear over time. So yeah, MOS2, anti-friction. All right, let's get to the oil change.
So here we are. We've got the 1.8 TSI 2016 Volkswagen Passat. This goes for all other years as well. I mean, you can use the same products. But anyway, we're going to start with the engine flush. So what we do is we come over here where the oil goes in. Just remove this. Now, I do have the car at running temp. I just let it run for about 10 minutes and shut it off. So put that aside. And you're going to pour all of this inside of there. And then we're going to turn the car on and let it run for 10 minutes. Just 10 minutes, then shut it off. Then we're going to drain the oil. So what this is going to do, this is going to remove all of the grime and sludge inside of your engine, all of that nasty stuff that builds up over time. I did this on the last oil change, if you referred to my last video, and man, I could tell a difference. I mean, it helps with gas mileage, everything, but it just keeps the inside of your engine clean for sure. Gets all that burned oil and sludge out of there, and that's what we need. All right, guys, let's get going with it. Okay, we're gonna take the engine flush and we're just gonna pour it all inside the whole can. This is the 16.9 ounce can. It's relatively inexpensive, and this stuff works wonders, I'm telling you. All right, empty that out. Let's put the oil cap back on tightly. Now we're gonna start the car and let it run for 10 minutes. Okay, really important, only let the engine idle for 10 minutes. Don't rev the motor at all. Just let it idle for 10 minutes, turn it off, and then drain the oil. All right, guys, I'm trying to get the best angle I can. This is the splash guard. T25s all the way around, T45s in the back. It's just a plastic splash guard. It's very easy to come off. It has these little notches that go into the grooves when you put it back on. So let's get to removing all these screws. See, it's missing one. Yeah, you can order these things. These things are junk actually, but just remove all those bolts. Very, very easy. T25 for the small ones, T45 for the big ones. All right, so it was extremely hard with just jack stands to show you all of this, but it's the easiest thing in the world to remove. At first, I was intimidated until I did it for the first time. I mean, it took me not even 1.5 minutes, I guess. But anyway, we just have back here one, there's supposed to be one here, but it's broken off. 3 T45s, that's it. That's the fatter ones here. The smaller ones go all the way around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's it. And these just go into the groove that kind of holds it up while you're putting it in place. Oh, here's one goes here too. So that's it.
Sorry I couldn't get you a better look at that, but that's pretty much it. Now we're gonna drain the oil.
Okay, guys, prior to draining it, you want to take the oil cap off, and I always remove the dipstick. Okay, just clean that off with a cloth. What that does, it allows the oil to vent, to have an air vent, to come out smoother, faster. So now just grab your ratchet, and we want the T45 Torx on that. We're gonna go down to the drain plug, take that out, drain the oil. All right, so I'm under the car. This is the drain plug, right here. Very easy to find. That's a T45. Let's get it loosened up. Now the oil is gonna be warm, so just be mindful of that. So there it goes. There it goes. Just go slowly. It is very warm. Just let it all the way out. It doesn't matter if it drops. It doesn't matter if it drops into the oil pan or not. Just unscrew it all the way. Here we go. It's coming out. So let that drain all the way. Now we're gonna go up and change our oil filter. As I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you have a torque specification for the cap for the oil filter. So what I do is take a straight edge and make a mark on that cap and run it across to the nearest whatever on the car, which this happens to be a hose. So when you go to tighten that up, when you're finished replacing the oil filter, that meets the torque spec. So for those of you that don't have a torque wrench, that's a great method to use, because I do personally know that the last time I tightened this down, I did it with a torque wrench. So it is correct. So it should be correct when I put it back on using the markings. So anyway, I forgot to take the top off, the engine cover off. It's only 4 little nubs that it pops off of. So pop that off so you can get this pulled out. That's the only other thing. Excuse the bloody mess on my hand. I guess I cut my hand on something. But anyway, this is the old oil filter. You take that out, and then you have to deal with the, wipe it down. You have to deal with the existing O-ring. You want to pop that off. I have that tool, that plastic O-ring remover tool. That just helps not damaging the threads and the O-ring itself, but who cares about the old one? But anyway, you can use a flathead screwdriver if you like, because most people don't have those tools. So just use a flathead screwdriver. Just be very careful and mindful of that. Put the new one on and put a little oil around it with your finger. That way it goes on nice and easily. Put the new filter in. Just push down, it pops into place a couple times. You'll know when it seats. There you go, it's in there. Okay, so we're gonna put the new oil filter back in. Just screw it on until it's, you can't tighten it anymore with your hand. And then we're gonna use the channel locks to torque it down. Remember our markings? We're gonna torque it down to those markings. Make sure those markings line up. And then you should be at the torque specification. And remember, it's about 19 foot-pounds. So let's put on the engine cover. You have 4 prongs basically there. I counted them out for you, but just pop it back on, line it up, push down, it pops on. Very easy, very simple. I like to keep things clean, so I wipe things down as I go. But that's all you have to do to get that oil filter cap off. So let's go down and put the drain plug in. First, you have to find the hole. It's easier for some than others, but I found the hole. Screw it in hand tight. Then we're gonna go get our torque wrench and we're gonna get it into, let's see, 30 Newton meters or 22 foot-pounds. So just make it an even 22 foot-pounds. Everything will be great. Okay, everything's buttoned up. Let's talk about this oil for a second. It's really cool. They made this bottle kind of fun. Basically, you can peel this off. You can write your mileage in, stick it inside the engine bay or put it in the window, whatever you want. This spout is really cool. It pulls up and it replaces a funnel like that. So it's really, really nice if you don't have a funnel. So let's get this oil put in and then we're gonna add the additive after that and then we should be all done. It's that simple.
All right, so we need 5.8 quarts or 5.489 liters, so just round up to 5.5 liters. Germans go off the metric system, obviously, so that's it. So I have this 5 liter container. We're gonna empty that out, and then I have a small container, which is 1 liter. I'm gonna use half of that.
Okay, now the oil's in. We're gonna add the MOS2 anti-friction. This is good stuff. This protects your engine from wear. It seals everything better. It explains it on the back. It's really good stuff to use for cold starts, prevents damage from lack of oil, helps lower fuel consumption. It protects great. And you can kind of feel the difference in the motor. It's a little quieter as well, I believe, personally, from my experience. So let's add this to the oil. So now that we have the oil and the additive in, let's get the funnel out here. Make sure no oil drips anywhere. I want to put the oil cap back on. Okay. We want to put the dipstick in. Pull it out. Check the oil level. Oil level's good. I want to start the car, let it run for a second, and then check the oil again. So that's what we're going to do right now. All right, I turned the car on and let it run for a couple minutes. Wipe this off, check the oil one last time. Perfect. It's right in there where the fill line is. It's hard to see on these cars, but anyway, we're good. That's how it goes.
Okay, so I took the old oil that was in the drain pan and I put it in the old oil container. So I'm gonna take that back to AutoZone or O'Reilly or somewhere. They take it for free, you just drop it off. It's no big deal. So that way you recycle everything and dispose of it properly. Now it's time to show you guys how to reset the oil light. Let's get to it. This is how you reset the oil light in a 2016 Volkswagen Passat. You find this right in the instrument cluster. Once you locate that button, you push it and hold it, put the key in the ignition, put it in the on position, not the run position. Then if you notice here on the instrument cluster, do you really want to reset oil service? You hit this button here. Okay, service reset. It's done. It's that simple. Good luck.